Imagine having an intoxicating beverage that you could control and scale. Yeah. Your feeling and outcome gives you a sense of euphoria without any of the regrets of traditional alcohol. Alt is an alternative beverage to alcohol that is a solvent-free, hemp-based product that is all natural, low calorie. They're fast acting and they're vastly different than any other cannabis on the market or THC where you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
And it's very specific, similar to beer. Imagine every beer that you cracked open, you go, what is it? And they're like, it's a beer. Yeah. Well, how much alcohol's in it? I don't know. I have no idea. And that could be the traditional sense of smoking marijuana.
Yeah.
Where this is very controlled and scalable.
Having a beer with Fred is really about getting to people's passion and what makes them tick. Having a beer and having honest, frank, clear conversation that inspires our audience is what it's about. So, Mike, cheers. You are truthfully an entrepreneur. I met you through Marissa Veronell.
Yep.
And as we know, the Veronell family is vast, large, and has many contacts. Marissa got me connected to Ronnie Simpson, which led me to sponsoring his global sailboat race, and made great friends. And I mentioned I was doing a mushroom energy drink, and she said, well, you got to meet my cousin's husband. He's thinking of moving to Maine. He's got a family, but he's also involved in a variety of things. And we met and fastly started talking about entrepreneurship.
Growing up as an entrepreneur, I saw not only my grandfather as an attorney and a judge, and then my dad having restaurants up and down the Eastern Seaboard, and it really kind of resonated with me, and I wanted to be part of that energy. That's what it was for me. Is like, just really a lot of the impact that you had and everybody's lives around you. And
hey, you mentioned he opened like 50. Your dad
we had a lot of restaurants up from Key West all the way to Boston,
right?
Primarily most of them in the DC area, all independents, Dirty Nelly's, Dunmore's Seafood Annex, Savannah's American Grill, Sloppy Joe's, the list goes on. And he was very successful and, involved. That's what it.
Yeah. I like to say that entrepreneurs typically were brought up in a family that had a history of doing different businesses, and you realized that you wanted to get out of hospitality, and then you entered the technology business that was associated, right?
Well, for me, part of that is my, working with my father and the entrepreneurship of bars and restaurants. One of the, the cons that comes with that are the fights or the 3 o'clock in the morning, the, chair through a window, or somebody in a standoff with a wrench in a parking lot.
That was just you and your dad, right?
Yeah, no, that worked. No. So they, I didn't want to have that part of the hospitality and dairy, but I still liked the technology. And quite frankly, as my father and I would partner together, he said, I don't know the technology. You learn the technology. So I went to school and I started building our point of sale systems and other things. And very quickly learned that I liked that aspect of the hospitality industry, just not the late night phone calls. I loved all aspects of it without that. So fast forward, as I got into the technology aspect, I was working and leading global e-commerce for Micros, and then through the acquisition of Oracle, started my own software company with some friends and made a successful exit. And then from there, my wife and I were like, what's next? We love hospitality, food and beverage. And we were actually in Asheville, North Carolina, and said, we got to open a brewery.
Yeah.
And let's do it.
There's a few breweries in Asheville, right?
A few breweries everywhere.
Yeah.
It's probably a few more than when you started, right? And
great.
So for us, we loved that sense of community, the energy that just all hospitality, the food and beverage aspect of it brings to people.
Yeah.
It's just, it's tremendous. I mean, whether it's a good day, a bad day, an exciting event that you're celebrating, or an anniversary, just what it does for people was really the allure. And so we decided to start taking that energy and vocalizing it to our friends, and like, we're going to start a brewery. And finally I found some friends in Northwestern Pennsylvania, said, we're going to start a brewery too. And it's like, well, good luck with that in the middle of nowhere. And so we actually tried to start our own brewery in Northwestern Pennsylvania by flipping up the traditional business model of starting in a brew pub and growing from there, and saying, well, If we can produce and brand a product that's good enough in the middle of nowhere, we can make it anywhere.
Right.
And focus on distribution first. And so we did that, and we scaled rather quickly. COVID was good to us in that sense, as a lot of places were looking for things in packaging, and we had just gone through a massive upgrade of our facility to be able to have our own canning line. And actually, it was commissioned.
Where is that brewing? What's it called?
Kane, Pennsylvania, Log Yard Brewing, Northwest
Log Yard.
Log Yard. And so with that, actually, our canning line was commissioned 30 days before COVID.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's got everything else, and so that worked for us. And fast forward with that and the inception of Alt, which is our new venture, or newer, was.
What is Alt?
Alt is, simply put, an alternative beverage to alcohol that is a solvent-free, hemp-based product that is all natural, low calorie, and gives you a sense of euphoria without any of the regrets of traditional alcohol. So these are fast.
Wait, we never had regrets. What are you talking about?
Sure. No, and there's,
but it's a different buzz, right? It's a buzz that gives you and these are 5 milligram or 10 milligram. It's not something that's gonna
so remove the it's all, not necessarily all the regrets. What it is it's, imagine having an intoxicating beverage that you could control and scale your feeling and outcome. So with these products, they're fast acting, and they're vastly different than any other cannabis on the market, or THC, where you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
And it's very specific, similar to beer. Imagine every beer that you cracked open, you go, what is it? And they're like, it's a beer. Yeah. Well, how much alcohol's in it? I don't know. I have no idea. And that could be the traditional sense of smoking marijuana.
Yeah.
Where this is very controlled and scalable. So
one thing that I've been told, and I've sampled a few of the drinks, the alt beverages, we're partners, and it's not something that I did a lot of, the THC, and I know that it's, the market's here. It's a fourth category. If you're talking about non-elks, and you're talking about the through the farm bill, the hemp-based THC, and obviously spirits and beer and wine, but this is definitely something people are going to drink in social settings. It's I'm a big believer in building community, and I've seen these being served at our brew pubs. Recently saw it served out on the Inn on Peaks, and had one or two people try that. One or two people have a RTD drink, or a vodka drink, and then a few people drinking beer. So it keeps people that want variety there. But I think the biggest thing right now that I've seen is it hasn't been an issue in our community, right? It hasn't been something that the world flipped upside down because you're drinking and growing up in the 60s and 70s, you would have thought if anybody had it mainstream pot, really that would be the weed. And I've always seen it as people were burnouts or whatever, but this is really something that is.
So I grew up the same way. I did a lot of marijuana throughout high school and college, and never. My grandmother would be rolling over in her grave thinking, because now I do have a beard, and everybody that had facial hair, my grandmother was like, look at that pothead, look at that druggie.
Yeah.
And this is vastly different, where you can control what happens. It's similar to it's a variable. Not everybody wears short sleeve shirts every day. Sometimes you want to wear a long sleeve shirt. You're not going to always want to drink a beer. Sometimes you're going to want to drink a whiskey. Sometimes you're going to want to layer in these other beverages, zebra striping. So you're not going completely cold turkey from drinking alcohol. It could be something else that you layer into the mix for you. It's low in calorie. It's consistent with the results. So you have the ability to.
And you can easily mail it. I mean, they won't let us ship beer through the mail in Maine, but you can mail that anywhere in the country without a problem, right? Legally.
So
you're doing a lot of.
So federally, yes.
Yeah.
Then states can regulate whether you can go to direct consumer or not. So we recently launched
through that. Yeah.
Yep. We recently launched in Tennessee, in 74 of the 96 counties with Littman Brothers, and they Tennessee as a whole eliminated direct consumer starting January 1st of 2026. States have. So they want to regulate it in the 3-tier system.
Yeah.
And then some states, just like alcohol. I mean, federally, there's no age limit on alcohol, but
Somebody wants
some
to
states there are.
order from you. How do they do it?
Yep. Alte Bev, ALTEBEV.com.
Yeah.
And from there you can just, you can ship. We have our new website that allows for custom bundles, subscriptions, variety packs is all launching next week.
Yeah.
So that's where they can go for now and get that and ship right to their doorstep.
Well, cheers.